Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho. Yes, it's Santa once again. Ho, ho, ho. Yes, indeed, 2020 has been a very difficult year for everyone, and that includes Santa. I wasn't able to bring all the presents around to all the good boys and girls that I wanted to in time for Christmas. But I wasn't going to forget my friends at Legal Aid, the people that I've worked with all these years and who have helped me through the most difficult times. So I've decided to make this video for all my Legal Aid friends and show them all the presents that I got for them I didn't get to deliver at the holiday party this year. And first and foremost, I think we have to remember the support staff. They've been the backbone of the office and they've kept everything together during this pandemic. And of course, the leader of the support staff is our friend Karen. And Santa knows that before Karen comes to work every day, she takes care of a colony of feral cats in her backyard and on her deck. She feeds them all and makes sure they're all well. And then she comes into work and she has to deal with all the crazy lawyers and all the secretaries and their myriad of problems. So for her, Santa has brought this coffee cup that says, "Herding cats is what I do." And that's what Karen does. She herds the cats. We also brought her this little guy for when she gets a little nutty sometimes, and we all know she can flip out once in a while. But then when that happens, she just has to press this guy here.
Relax, calm down now, don't stress.
That's right. Take it easy, Karen. That's to help you take it easy. And of course, when Karen is away, the assistant office manager, Roxanne, is in charge. And Roxanne's been there many, many years, and she's one of the lawyer's favorites, in particular because she says those magic words from time to time when she's on the phone and she says, "I'm sorry, sir, you don't qualify for our services." But Roxanne can be a tough one, and we know that. So Santa has brought for her a t-shirt to wear when she meets her new neighbors moving across the street. And it says on it, what's it say? "You can't scare me. I have 3 daughters." That's for Roxanne, and that'll give the neighbors a hint of what they're dealing with over there. So that's Roxanne. Then of course, there is Gail, who has been around almost as long as Roxanne. And she has her days when she stresses out. And the pandemic has been very hard for Gail. She had to bring her attack dog, Chloe, into the office to protect her for a while when we first hit this pandemic. So Santa has brought for Gail a t-shirt that says, "I'm only talking to my dog today," which I'm sure is what Gail frequently feels like at her desk. "I'm only talking to my dog." So who's next? Next is Mindy. Now Mindy is the youngest of the staff. She's only been there a couple years, just a few years out of college. She does a great job, okay? I don't think we've seen her lose her temper once. But we know that she's taken on a second job this year, and she also has a dog. So we've got for Mindy a bag that says on it, "I work hard so my dog can have a better life." And we know that, in fact, that's what Mindy is doing. She's working hard to make a better life for her dog. Good for you, Mindy. Then there's, of course, Gladys. Now, Gladys is the one that cheers up the office. Every day she comes in with a great attitude, happy, smiling. Nothing gets her down. You know, we tried to calm her down last year by giving her a copy of the movie Sophie's Choice, but apparently that didn't work. So we're going to try again this year, okay? And so what Santa brought for Gladys is a movie called Terms of Endearment. It's another movie that'll help you calm down a little bit and not be so happy every day, which does get under people's skin, okay? It's the story of a mom that takes her kids to Puerto Rico and leaves them there. And then, oh no, wait a minute, that was somebody else. That's not about this movie. That was some other woman that left her kids in Puerto Rico. We also have a little, I don't know what the hell you call, excuse me, I don't know what we call this thing. It's probably something to put on your desk, and it says, "My boss told me to have a good day, so I went home," which is kind of fitting for Gladys. And then, of course, there's Loida. And Santa knows that in the old days, Loida used to be a groupie hanging out with the band and up at the stage and cheering for all the guys. And now she's gotten a little older. She's still got the style. She may not be out at all the concerts. One of Santa's Brazilian elves told me that way back in the day, Loida was one of those people that stood up by the stage and threw her underwear up at the band. Now, Santa investigated that and found that that wasn't true, okay? But anyway, we learned that Loida needs a new cover for her cell phone, so we got her this. It's called Rock and Roll Queen Forever. And that's what she is. She's the rock and roll queen forever. That's Loida, indeed. And then, of course, there's Alex. And Alex has the misfortune to sit up front right outside of Karen's office. And we know that every spring, poor Alex has to suffer with the allergies, and she's coughing and sneezing and hacking. And we know Karen is a real germaphobe, and she gets on her about that all the time. But just for 2021, to confirm to Karen that Alex is just suffering from allergies, we bought her this mask, and it says on it, "Calm down, Karen, it's just allergies." That's for Alex, so that when Karen starts questioning her about her hacking and sneezing, she can just tell her, look, it's just allergies. And of course, finally, there is Sal, the investigator. Now, we know that a lot of the clients question whether Sal is in fact an investigator because he's such a nice guy, a soft-spoken guy, he's very considerate of people. So we wanted to confirm the fact for the clients that Sal is in fact our investigator. So what we got Sal is this badge that he can hang around his neck, you see, just like the real cops do, okay? So that when he goes to interview the clients, they'll say, hey, I know this guy's a real investigator. That'll help you along in 2021, Sal. So that's all the support staff. Now let's get to the management. Our chief attorney, Gary, he's had a lot of trouble during the pandemic. We all know that Gary's a hands-on guy. He's there all the time to keep an eye on us and run things every moment, and he's a real micromanager. And because of the pandemic, he hasn't been able to do that. He's had to stay socially distanced and so forth. So this pandemic has been hard on Gary, and a lot of people ask him, well, Gary, how are you doing in the pandemic? And he has to detail how difficult it is. We got Gary a special mask to wear then in 2021, and it says, I'm too old for this shit, which is basically, I think, Gary's attitude about how this pandemic is going on. So he can wear that around the office, and people don't have to ask him how he's doing. Then, of course, there's Jean Hernan. Jean has had a hard time in the pandemic as well. We all know Jean is a person, when she's not in court or in the office, she's usually in the food store. And it's been hard on Jean in the food store because they made these aisles one way, and she's confessed that she's had problems figuring out which way to go in the food store aisles. So for her, Santa has brought a 14-karat gold, and darn it, Santa's having trouble opening. There it is. It's a 14-karat gold compass to help her navigate her way through the food store. This way she can always be going in the right direction on the food store aisle. And good luck with that, Jean. All right. That brings us to Mike Davis. Mike Davis, he's worked harder than anybody during the pandemic. He's the guy that steps up all the time to help everybody out. He was given the Mr. Nice Guy Award. Terrific guy. But Mike, as a manager, sometimes you have to get tough. You can't be nice guy all the time. And to help you, Mike, in 2021 to get tough with the staff, Santa is bringing you an authentic Indiana Jones bullwhip, okay? And this is to be used on the staff when they're exceeding their requests. And that'll help you get tough in 2001, Mike. Good luck with that, by the way. Okay, so now here we go. Dennis McCormick, he's been with the office a long time. He's got a lot of experience. And Dennis is the kind of guy that likes to sit around and talk with people about the good old days. Well, because of social distancing, it's been very hard for Dennis because there haven't been people around to converse with. And Santa's noticed that Dennis is having trouble lately distinguishing Albert McDowell from Lyle McDowell. So for Dennis, we brought this book called The Easy and Relaxing Memory Activity Book for Adults. It's something that he can work on to keep his memory sharp while the pandemic is going on, and I'm sure he'll find great uses for that. Now, next to Dennis is Donnie. And Santa learned this year that Donnie is the kind of person when somebody doesn't park their car properly in the parking lot, she doesn't hesitate to leave a note on their windshield. So to make it easier in 2021 for Donnie to leave these notes, Santa has brought her a package of bad parking cards. And it's the Road Rage edition. So that's a special edition for Donnie. Bad parking cards. There are a series of cards to put on people's windshields, like my grandmother parks better than you, and she's blind, armless, and dead. So these are cards that Donnie can use to put on cars in the parking lot when they're not parking properly. Good luck with that, Donnie. And then, of course, David Lendine. David is famous for when the clients want him to do something or they have these enormous expectations that he can't meet, he usually says to them, I don't have a magic wand. And that's usually, of course, followed by the filing of a grievance against David. But for 2021, David, here's the good news. Now you have a magic wand. And this is what's known as the Snowflake Magic Wand. It won't go on right now. You probably have to change the batteries, my friend. But now you can wave the magic wand and make everything fine. That's for you, Mr. Lendine. All right then. Where are we? We'll move on down the line to Colleen Foley. And we all love Colleen and the great job she did in the past, baking cupcakes and cookies and cakes for everybody. But during the pandemic, it's been hard on Colleen. She hasn't been able to do a lot of that baking for everybody. And we are concerned that Colleen may have lost her touch in baking the goodies for once the pandemic is over. So Santa has brought for her a book. It's called Step by Step Baking for Beginners. This way, when she starts baking again, she can start from scratch in case she has forgotten all of the techniques she had. We also have for her a little refrigerator magnet that says, cupcakes are muffins who believed in miracles. And certainly Colleen's cupcakes are miracles for us. And then there's Neil Toomey. Well, Neil's the guy who's getting closer and closer and closer to retirement. And when people retire, clearly what they do is they think about going to those places that they've always wanted to be. So for Neil, Santa has brought a book to help him find the place where he's always wanted to be. It's called The Dude's Guide to the Couch. And that will have a lot of important tips for Neil on where he wants to be in his retirement. Okay, so what are we doing here? All right, now, Anthony, you know, the good news is we've had some good news during the year with certain members of the staff. So it's not all been bad, but some folks have had blessed events. And one of them was Anthony Curdy, who added to his family with a new child. And he's been working from home virtually. But of course, he's got a young baby around that, often needs attention as well. So for Anthony, when those problems arise, when the baby needs to be cleaned or a diaper changed, and he's on a virtual arraignment, we have for Anthony the Boopy Poopy nose plugs. No more stink. This way you can put the nose plug on until you're ready to change the diaper, Anthony. And your wife can use these too. All right? Good luck to you, Anthony. And then, of course, there's Paul Bright. Paul Bright's the new lawyer in the office. Most people don't know that years ago, Paul worked for ABC News. So to commemorate that, we have a sticker for him to put on his car so that people will know that he was part of the fake news establishment. There you go, Paul. That's for you. Okay, now Don Card. Don Card left the office, but he's still part of the office for most of the year, so Santa wanted to remember him as well. And we all know Don was a guy who liked his pizza. He was also someone that wasn't very receptive to other people's opinions, was he? No. So for Don, we got this shirt that says, "The difference between pizza and your opinion is that I asked for pizza," which pretty much sums up Don. Good luck with that, Don. Good. You can wear that around Shelter Island, make a lot of friends. Okay. John Kerry. Santa has learned that John Kerry is going on a skiing trip with his dad later on in 2021. And of course, that's a great thing to spend time with your dad. But, you know, the downside is you got to listen to Dad's old jokes, which are pretty corny usually, if your dad is like everybody else's. So for John, we've got a book to help you beat your dad to the punch. It's called 101 So Bad They're Good Irish Dad Jokes. So this way you can learn a bunch of new jokes and you can tell them to your dad before he tells them to you. Have a great time. All right. Now, let's see. Oh, I know. Meryl. You know, we all remember that a year or so ago, Meryl had surgery on her hand. Fortunately, she's been able to come back very well. No disability. And Santa knows that Meryl was a real admirer of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So Santa found out that actually Ruth Bader Ginsburg had the same surgery on her hand that Meryl had. So for Meryl this year, we bought a coffee cup with Ruth Bader Ginsburg displaying the surgery she had on her hand, just like Meryl. This will remind Meryl of the surgery and her idol, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And what about Chris Cardinale? Well, if he's not busy working, he's usually trolling the bars looking for good-looking women. And to help him out in that endeavor, Santa has brought him a cap, which he can wear when he goes to the Old Erie or any of the other joints that he hangs out in. And it has on it, "Trust me, I'm a lawyer." That'll be a big help with you, Chris, when you're out there at the bar talking to the babes. All right? Good luck with that, pal. Let's see. Now we got Chris Severe. Chris, the good news with Chris is that he purchased a house this year that he's in the process of renovating, which looks like it may turn out to be a rather lengthy process. Well, Santa brought for him a book called "I'm in a Relationship with an Old House. It's Complicated," which kind of sums up what's going on with the old house there, huh, Chris? And you know, Santa had bought another present for Chris earlier in the year, but his elf said, "Santa, you can't give Chris that present. It might offend him and he may not talk to you anymore." Santa thought about it and he said, "You know what? Chris doesn't talk to me that much anyway, probably because I'm not a hip California dude, that he's used to." So I said, "What the hell, I'll give him the present anyway." So this is for you also, Chris, because Santa knows that you have the Italian girlfriend. And the Italian girlfriend comes with the pros and the cons. And the pros, of course, are, that she's good with tile work and she makes great meals and so forth. But the other side is the volatility, and the emotional confrontations that happen from time to time. So Santa has brought you this shirt to establish the new rule in the new house, and on it it says, less upsetty, more spaghetti. You wear that around the house, and that's sure to make things lots of fun. All right, good for you, buddy. Now, okay, let's see where we are here. Oh, I know what we got going on here. What's his name? You know, he goes by an alias, Alex. Alex McManus. Alex McManus. Good news for Alex is he became engaged this year. We're all so happy for Alex. He got engaged. It's a wonderful thing. Very, very happy for him. But you know, Alex, in married life, you're going to have to change your wardrobe. No more of this sitting around in your underwear, drinking beer and watching the ball game. You're going to need new clothes for walking around the house as a married man. And for that, we got you a shirt to start that new wardrobe. And it's going to say on it, under new management. Yes, sir. There you go. I don't know if you can see that, Alex. Under new management. Yes, sir. The new wife is going to love that. Believe you me. And of course, we have Eric and Zonka. Eric and Zonka. You know, Eric doesn't know it, but for years, people in the court system and behind his back have been saying that the best legal talent in his household is his wife. Well, that, you know, I don't know if that's true, but we got to buoy up Eric's self-image. We got him this shirt that says, "Real men marry lawyers. Real men marry lawyers." And you know what? We got one also for Mike Ferrara. Mike gets one too, because he's in the same boat, okay? And by the way, Santa just found the batteries for Dave Lendine's magic wand. So we'll put those in the magic wand and give that to Dave, and he'll be set to go into court. Okay, I think we've covered everybody except for Kate Bellingham. And Kate has had a tough time during the pandemic. She's had to do all of her work from home, working from court virtually, and she's got her little kids around. And I'm sure there are times when she wants to just explode in these conversations and so forth. But she doesn't want to say bad words in front of her kids. Now stop it. So for Kate, we got this little button. It's called "That's Bullshit" button. So that when the DA offers you a plea to the charge and a year in jail, instead of saying anything that your children might overhear, you just hit the button.
I know you did it. Back some bullshit.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoa, watch your step. You just walked into some bullshit.
That's right. There you go. That's for Kate, and that'll help you with your negotiation with the district attorney's office. And by the way, Kate, this also is good to use around the house when Howard gets out of line. You can just, when you're fed up with him. That's good. That'll be good for Kate. That'll be good. And that'll be a happy household. And finally, we have Maria Patrizio. Maria had a really difficult but impressive year this year in 2020. You know, she had a daughter that got her driver's license, had a daughter graduate high school and start college. She ran an incredible campaign for a judgeship in Orange County, all while doing her job for legal aid and representing the clients in family court. So Santa wanted to remember her and present her with the 2020 Attorney of the Year Award for Legal Aid, the Legal Aid Society, because she's more than earned it. Great job, Maria. Congratulations. And that pretty much completes Santa's presentation for 2020. We're all looking forward to 2021. Hope everyone stays well, stays happy. We have a holiday party next year. And trust me, Santa is watching you. Bye-bye.